Assalamu alaikum. Let's cook.
More than 4 decades have passed, but Nancy Alexander says the trauma still hasn't.
So you were raped?
Yes.
In the school building?
In the Chicago Public School building.
That black woman right there, her name is Nancy Alexander, and she was repeatedly raped and impregnated by her white man school teacher by the name of Richard Neff. While she was in elementary school, this guy started doing this. Okay, this woman right here, Nancy Alexander, she attended a school called John Farron Elementary School on the south side of Chicago in the late 70s, early 80s. Now, she had epilepsy, made it difficult for her to read, so the school assigned her a teacher who was supposed to help her with that, and that is this white man by the name of Richard Neff, okay? And instead of helping her and tutoring her, this guy, Richard Neff, repeatedly sexually assaulted her. It started with inappropriate touching. It escalated to rape inside the empty classrooms and closets in both John Farron and Parkman Elementary schools. She recalled him keeping her behind school under false pretenses. He would tell her things like, oh, well, you got to take a spelling test, you're staying, okay? And the way that he kept her there is he would say very harsh, racist things to her, okay? He would use racist threats. Tell her things like nobody would care that a little N-word from the projects is going through this. If you come forward, nobody's going to listen to you, this, and that. And eventually, Nancy Alexander was forced to leave home at age 16. She raised her daughter, who was also the child of this white teacher by the name of Richard Neff, okay? And she kept this away from her family for decades. She struggled with depression, multiple S attempts, the S word, we can't say it on here. Then in 2022, after surviving a serious brain hemorrhage and learning that her daughter had health concerns, Nancy Alexander, she decided that her daughter deserved to know her full identity, her full family history, and who her people were. And that pushed for her to finally report this guy, Richard Neff, to the police and pursue proof. So what she did was she used Ancestry.com DNA testing, and it confirmed that this guy, Richard Neff, was her daughter's biological father. Now, this man would not be charged criminally. There's no criminal accountability for what he did. First, because he's a white man, okay? That's number one, regardless of the law. And despite DNA confirmation, there's an Illinois statute of limitations, meaning this guy can't be criminally prosecuted for what happened decades ago. And he cannot be arrested for the rape, none of that. But if it was Bill Cosby or you, another black man, they would have definitely found a way.
You're looking at special needs student Nancy Alexander. She was just 15 years old when she says she was supposed to be learning how to read by a teacher, but instead she got pregnant by him.
Keep in mind, she was 15 when she was impregnated by him. This sexual abuse did not start at the age of 15. She was much younger than that.
And after 43 years, she's now breaking her silence. And we want to give viewer discretion on this story. It may be very difficult to listen to and also very difficult to watch.
I was repeatedly raped over the years.
She was placed in a special needs class. Those needs were taken advantage of.
We trusted this person to just realize that he was two different people.
Trust me, I know.
Good.
I tried to commit suicide 3 times.
More than 4 decades have passed, but Nancy Alexander says the trauma still hasn't.
So you were raped?
Yes.
In the school building?
In the Chicago Public School building.
For most children, school is a place to learn. For Nancy, she says it became the place where her childhood was stolen.
It started with the funneling, touching on my breasts. And they just went up the line. The older I got, he felt like, oh, I could do more.
She alleges the teacher assigned to help her read became her abuser. As a child, Nancy says epilepsy made reading difficult, and it led her to fall behind grade levels. The school assigned her to a teacher for extra help. She says that decision changed her life forever.
He would tell me I would have to stay behind. Oh, you need to take a spelling test. I'm like, we're on the same, why we all can't take the spelling test together? right?
And were you raped this one time and conceived, or were you repeatedly raped?
I was
over the
repeatedly
years?
raped over the years.
When did the first rape start? Do you remember how old?
I was about 12 or 13 when he started penetrating me.
Nancy says the abuse left her pregnant at just 15 years old. She gave birth and kept the secret for decades.
I didn't tell for the simple reason that he said he would take me away from my mother and my father. He said that nobody's gonna believe me because I'm a black little girl from the projects. But it wasn't that nice word, black. Okay?
What did he say?
He said, ain't nobody gonna believe you because you're a little from the projects.
She says those words kept her silent until a near-death experience and questions from her daughter.
I was bleeding at the brain. Then my daughter got sick, and I was like, if I'm dying, he can't do nothing to me. But my daughter needs to know who her people are, who the go-to people are. And then I thought about it. I was like, if he raped me, he gonna do the same thing to her.
In October of 2022, more than 4 decades after she says the abuse began, Nancy filed a report with Chicago police. The incident report states the alleged sexual assault started in 1978 at the former John Farron Elementary School and continued through the summer of 1982, including, she says, inside a closet at Parkman Elementary School.
Nobody never seen it. Nobody never came in his classroom. Nobody never said anything to him. It was like he was not there.
Nancy says she was kicked out of the house at just 16 years old and forced to survive.
I said, he's out of town. And then I had to tell her the story. He did.
Nancy and her daughter wanted answers. She turned to Ancestry.com, hoping to find a relative of Richard Neff. He's the teacher that she says abused her.
We decided to call every number, starting at 7 o'clock in the morning, we would call. 8 o'clock in the morning, we would call. 9 o'clock in the morning, we would call all the way up to 10 o'clock at night. No answer. We finally got one answer.
Okay, people, listen to his daughter. This guy, Richard Neff, this teacher was a Mayo monster and still is. He's still alive. But these guys are like animals from a litter. They don't care about who is what. They just trying to get theirs off. These guys are Satanists, using it whenever, wherever. Man, woman, animal, it don't matter. It don't matter. Listen to his daughter.
Which was his daughter.
What made you realize that the story she was telling you was believable enough for you to drive to Chicago at some point and give up your DNA?
As she was talking and explaining the details, there was one detail that really stood out. And that was the moment that I knew that this happened. And she was talking about when my father would abuse her, he would wear this beige suit jacket on the days that it would happen. And she came to know that that was going to be what happened that day. And my father had this closet full of brown suit jackets, and I always hated the color brown. And my father was a very methodical person. He ate the same thing every day. He did the same workout every day. He had the same routine. He never deviated. And I just knew from that detail that she was telling me the truth.
That belief became action. For M, she drove more than 1,300 miles from Montana to Chicago to give police her DNA.
I trusted the police to do their job, and they didn't. So I called as soon as I heard from Nancy, I got the number of the detective. I called her. I said, I would like to talk to you. I would like to tell you my story. I would like to answer any questions. I would like to be of any help that I can. I'd be happy to give my DNA.
The results answered a question that had lingered for more than 40 years. The DNA report showed a 99.79% probability that M and Nancy's daughter are half-sisters, with the same father, being Richard Neff. And it also led to another allegation.
I think the reason that I feel so close to Nancy is that we were being abused at the same time.
M is alleging she, too, was sexually abused by him and doesn't want to use her birth name.
The memories that I recovered were from ages 1 to 6.
Years after the DNA results, the criminal case has stalled. The question isn't whether science connects them, it's whether the law still can.
Look, we have not only knocked on the door of the Chicago Police Department, but we've given them everything, including DNA samples from Miss Alexander, as well as other family members from the culprit in this case.
Nancy's attorney, Jared Adams, says they've given investigators what they believe is compelling evidence, including DNA.
We're talking 2 years having confirmed, no doubt, 99.9% that she gave birth to a child of a grown man who took advantage of her.
Governor J.B. Pritzker signing HB 2135 in 2019. Illinois eliminated the statute of limitations for many sexual assault cases. It was effective January 1st of 2020. But according to a Chicago police report, prosecutors determined this case could not be charged because the previous statute of limitations had already expired and the new law could not be applied retroactively. We tracked down Richard Neff, now living in North Carolina, now 79 years old. I called him, hoping to give Neff the opportunity to respond to the DNA result.
Hi, Mr. Neff. My name is Tia Ewing. I'm calling with Fox Chicago.
I left a detailed message. He never returned my call.
It's awful and maddening and unfair. I just find that interesting that he found this job on the South Side.
3 women, 1 family, forever changed. 1 DNA test that answered questions only science could. But science can't decide a criminal case. For Nancy, the search for truth is over. The search for justice continues.
What does justice look like to you?
He should go to jail. I want that justice.
And we have heard from the Chicago Police Department on this story. They tell us this case is deemed exceptionally clear to close, meaning they've identified a suspect.
You see that? This guy, Neff, he was doing this to his own daughter. She remembers ages 1 through 6. This disgusting guy had a certain jacket that he would wear when he was going to do that to small people. This is nuts. This is sick. And this guy's down in North Carolina doing his artwork. He's an artist down there, just living his life. Like things are okay, drawing pictures and stuff like that. This is sick, man. And, as far as I know, I hope they pursue something, civil suit right now. I don't know. You know what I mean? Hopefully something could happen behind this. But, in the state of Illinois, Illinois is a real disgusting child predator type of state. Anyway, look at this guy, Pritzker. Look into him and a little bit of his family background. These people are absolutely disgusting. They don't care about children. As we know, white people don't care about children. The people in power who can affect change to protect children, they never have. They let guys off like this. But if this was a black man, he would definitely be in prison and he would deserve it. But the reason why people don't respect the law is because look at what you're doing. Go get this dude. Make something happen. Do something. Come up with some kind of clause. I don't know. But anyway, people, get in the comments. Let me know what you think about this, what you know about this. What do you think should happen to this guy right here? I don't know if he gets a retirement pension or something. But also, link in the description to my masterpiece, The N-Word is No Secret in the Service. Link to the email list. Go ahead and get on that. Just in case YouTube start doing their YouTube thing, you know where the content is. Easy.